So welcome back to the channel. I want to talk to you a little bit about a photo shoot that I did the other day, from concept to completion. And I did a video about 3 weeks ago. I was out at the botanical gardens looking for potential spots to do a photo shoot, a fall photo shoot in. Past weekend, we came out and did that photo shoot. I thought it would be kind of a cool video to show you kind of the thought process I was going through as I was looking for spots, and then what I actually wound up shooting in the end. In case you're interested, here's a list of views to make the videos and shoot the photos. The first shot I did was in these trees here, and really what I was doing was just waiting for my second shot, that area to clear, because it was plumb full of people. Everybody and their dogs seemed to be out doing fall photo shoots, because it was kind of like the last day of like prime fall colors. So there was just a ton of photographers, a ton of families out, which was cool to see. But I was waiting for my second spot to clear, so I started up in this row of trees that I showed in my last video. Nothing real spectacular in the color and the foliage or anything, but I thought it was a pretty good spot to start. I had a kind of a log there, and we sat down, we did some stand-up shots. I'll show you a few of those photos here. In these photos, I was using a natural light, and I struggle with natural light, but I try to do the best I could in this scenario. I think I come out with a few decent photos. I was pretty happy with them, and it was just a starter spot. The second spot I went to was in this kind of row of cottonwoods, and I said this on the last video about this particular spot. Obviously, this little shoot right here gets a lot of action as far as photos goes, because it's just a good line, a path, whatever you call it, sight line to your subject. It frames the subjects nice and good. You can do like walking shots in there where they're kind of holding hands, and those come off pretty good. And you can also do like peekaboo behind the tree type things, and they're in cottonwoods, so the bark is kind of pretty. Just the whole scene is pretty. And I was using natural light for those photos as well. And then we moved to the third spot. I kind of showed that in my previous video. It was kind of down this path. And we came down this path, and there was a bench sitting there, and I was like, man, this is kind of a beautiful spot. It was in the shade, so I had nice and even lighting there. And in the background was just, some nice foliage, fall foliage. So I thought this would be a great spot to take a photo on this bench. And for this one, I took a few natural light photos. I wasn't happy with it because there's such a difference between the light in the background and the shade that we were in. So I thought it'd be a good time to pull out my flash. I pulled out my flash and then took a few photos, and this is how they came out. And for my flash all day, I just use TTL mode. A lot of times I try to use manual flash settings, but in this scenario, I just thought, I have a kid. They're not very patient. We're trying to get her and the mom lined up all at the same time. I don't have time for to adjust flash settings and all this and that. So I just went TTL solely on this whole day. But I thought these photos turned out nice. Of course, but it don't matter how far you walk. You can walk to the end of the earth, and there will be somebody there. How you doing?
Pretty
good. Good. So the next spot we went to, this is a spot that I talked about specifically in my last video, and it was kind of up on a little ridge here, and I knew that if I put my lens out to like 150 millimeters, I could really compress the background and put her kind of in the middle of the trees. It's a really good spot right here because it's shooting up this little hill, so I can stand down here, have the climb up there, and have these trees in the background. We can set it right up there. All these trees will be in the background, and I'll be down here. And what I'll do is I'll shoot with a 70 to 200. That background's gonna look really compressed, and that'll look awesome. So I'm getting some good ideas and some good angles, like right here. And for this shot, again, I used my flash just to do a little bit of a fill flash, and this is how those shots came out. I thought they came out really, I thought they were spectacular. Now I wish I would have spent a little bit more time editing these photos. I probably could have went back and added some more light in the background and kind of set off the trees a little bit more. But, I edited like 150 videos, so I thought it was a pretty decent job of editing, So but I was still happy with them, how they came out regardless. In my last video, I talked a lot about this one specific tree that I wanted to highlight in the photos. These are the kind of colors I'm talking about right here. I mean, they just turn like fire red and like super bright orange and yellow and all kinds of crazy. I mean, just to kind of show you what I'm after though. Let's just take this. Let's just do this scenario a little bit. Like you have your sun and your backlit right here with your subject, and the sun is lighting up the trees, and the tree is just like glowing bright red, orange, yellow, blah blah blah, because it's turned, you know. And you have your subject right in here somewhere, and maybe more like over here, just kind of. Now, most of that stuff I can remove in Lightroom that you see in the background, except for the big barns and buildings and everything. But you put your subject right in there, and you have them backlit, and then the trees are glowing, bright red, orange, green, yellow, all that stuff. You get a little bit of a fill flash with them, and boom, you have a majestic photo. But until these trees turn color. So we moved over to this spot and started taking photos. The first spot, I put them in the sun, a backlit, and had a tree in the background. It wasn't showing the true color of the tree, but it was, you could see some of that starting to come off in the photos. And again, I had them backlit, so I used my flash. I pretty much used my flash for the rest of the day, so I'm not gonna say that anymore. But I set them in the sun, backlit, had the tree backlit in the background, and took a few photos in this scenario right here. This is how they came out. I thought they came out good. The only thing that I didn't really like about this particular situation is, you know, the barns and stuff in the background is kind of distracting a little bit, but there's not just a whole lot you can do about that. I don't even know if, in hindsight, if I went back into like Photoshop and try to take those out, would I even be able to do that? I'm not so sure that I could. So I just kind of left them as they were. I thought the photos looked fine. But then I kind of was moving around, trying to get a different perspective of that particular tree. And I moved around to the side of it. And from that vantage point, I mean, it was like red and yellow and green and just like, I mean, it was just popping. That one tree specifically was popping. So I set them down. It was kind of in the shade, which was cool because I had nice even lighting on them. You know, got my flash out and everything, and just started popping off photos. Now it was clear, so I pushed the leaves back out in front of them. The leaves had blown away from them, so I pushed the leaves back out in front to get a little bit of a foreground element. And man, I think that these photos in front of this tree just came out spectacular. And I'll show you those now. Again, I probably could have done a little bit better job editing some of these photos. Like I could have gone back in and, you know, definitely like, you know, Photoshop some stuff out, like these flags and stuff like that. But, you know, I think for the most part, I think they look spectacular. I don't know. You can let me know what you think down in the comments. Were these photos any good or not? Here's a few things that I learned while taking these photos. One, I like to have an assistant with me. And the reason is because I need somebody to kind of help direct the models and the subjects and stuff around. I'm not very good at that, I found out. And I'm always just kind of caught up in the camera settings and what the camera's doing and the equipment and what f-stop and all this and that. It's easy to get kind of carried away with that type of stuff when it's not necessarily as important. Hey, just put it at f4. I mean, nobody cares anyway. But I'm not very good at conducting or directing the models, the talent, whatever, and doing the camera stuff and making sure all the photos look good. So it's hard for me. So it's always nice for me to have an assistant with me when I'm on these type of things, because, you know, she's a real personal person and does a good job at directing and being cordial with the clients. They're having to be sisters, but anyway, she does a really good job at that while I'm focusing in on the camera settings and the artistic side of it. Another thing that I learned on this is, when you're dealing with little kids, you have to stop and have some fun along the way, because, I was at the beginning, I'm pressing because I'm trying to get this done, I'm trying to get that done, I want to go to this spot, that spot, and get all these different photos. Kid don't want to do that. Kid just wants to stop and have fun. So on this one particular bridge down here, we just stopped and let the kid have some fun. And I recorded that, and here's some of that. We did Simon Says. They played Simon Says. I recorded it. It was fun. It was fun for the kid. And that's something that I have to remember to myself. Like, yo, if you're dealing with kids, it has to be fun. You have to stop and let them have fun. So lessons learned. Also, a lesson, and if you're going out to do a photo shoot where you're going to be walking around a little bit, 100% get a cart and make sure that cart has massive wheels, because walking around this whole thing without a cart would have been, with all this equipment strapped to my back and in a backpack and all this, would have been absolutely ridiculous. But the cart made it 1,000 times easier. So let me know what you think about the photos down in the comment section. I think they turned out pretty decent, but I'm always interested to hear what other people had to think. Be nice though. Constructive criticism, great. Hey, but don't be rude, because I'm kind of new. I don't do this just a whole lot. So if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one.